The awakening after separation. Divorce often feels like a storm that tears through every corner of your life. It shakes the ground beneath you. It scatters the pieces of your heart. And it leaves behind a silence that can feel unbearable. Dreams you once held close. The vision of a shared future. The comfort of companionship. The stability of a home suddenly vanish, leaving you standing in a space that feels empty. Many people describe this stage as the death of a dream. But what if it is not the end? What if this is actually the beginning of something greater? The truth is, every ending carries within it the seed of a new beginning. Divorce, as painful as it may be, is not the closing of your life. It is the closing of a chapter. And with every chapter that ends, a new page waits to be written. This moment is not just about loss. It is also about awakening. It is about rediscovering who you are outside of the roles, expectations, and compromises that perhaps once defined you. In the quiet aftermath of separation, you may feel broken. But sometimes, it takes a breaking for light to enter. Sometimes, a heart must crack wide open before it can truly expand. The end of your marriage has stripped away layers of illusion, of denial, of compromise. And now, you are left with something pure, yourself. And what could be more powerful than standing face to face with the essence of who you really are? Think back for a moment. How often did you silence your truth to keep the peace? How many times did you carry burdens that were not yours to bear, all in the name of preserving a bond that was already fragile? How many times did you shrink your light to fit into someone else's shadow? Divorce, painful as it is, frees you from that cycle. It brings you back to the realization that you can no longer abandon yourself in order to keep someone else close. This awakening is not about bitterness. It is about clarity. It is about understanding that love without respect is not love at all. That togetherness without authenticity is only a prison. Divorce may have taken away a partner, but it has also given you a profound gift. The chance to stand in your truth, to rebuild your life not on illusions, but on a foundation of honesty, dignity, and self-respect. Yes, the nights may feel endless. Yes, the loneliness may sting. But pain is not permanent. It is a passage. Just as winter always gives way to spring, your heartbreak will give way to healing. The storm may have swept away the fragile, but it has revealed the strength that was always hidden within you. So let this be your awakening. Let this be the moment you stop seeing divorce as an end and start seeing it as a rebirth. You are not broken. You are not defeated. You are being called to rise, to rediscover yourself, and to awaken to the life your soul was always meant to live. Pain as a teacher. When divorce happens, the pain it brings can feel unbearable. It creeps into your mornings, it sits heavily in your chest during the day, and it follows you into the quiet hours of the night. It is a pain unlike any other because it is not just about losing a partner. It is about losing a version of yourself that once existed in that relationship. Yet, as crushing as this pain feels, it holds within it a powerful gift, the gift of teaching. Pain has always been one of life's greatest teachers. Think about it. When everything is easy, when life is smooth, we rarely stop to reflect, to grow, or to truly understand ourselves. Comfort lulls us into a kind of sleep, but pain shakes us awake. It forces us to look at the truth we once avoided. It compels us to ask difficult questions. Who am I without this relationship? What have I been running from? What lessons is life asking me to learn in this season? Divorce teaches you that attachment does not equal love. It teaches you that just because someone was part of your journey does not mean they were meant to stay until the end. It teaches you that people can be chapters in your life, not the entire story. And perhaps most importantly, it teaches you that your worth is not defined by whether someone stays or leaves. It is defined by how deeply you learn to love and respect yourself. In those moments when you feel like your heart has shattered into 1,000 pieces, pain whispers truths you may never have heard otherwise. It tells you that you are stronger than you imagined. It shows you that survival is not just possible, it is inevitable. Every tear you cry waters the seeds of wisdom. Every night you spend alone builds resilience in your soul. Slowly, you begin to see that pain is not here to destroy you. It is here to refine you. Consider the way gold is purified. It must go through fire. The intense heat burns away impurities, leaving behind only what is pure and valuable. In the same way, the fire of divorce burns away illusions and unhealthy attachments. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels like too much at times. But what is left after the fire passes is your authentic self, your courage, your clarity, your strength. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Begin asking, what is this teaching me? That simple shift transforms suffering into growth. Suddenly, the pain is no longer meaningless. It has purpose. It becomes the teacher that helps you rise to a higher level of awareness and maturity. So honor your pain. Do not run from it, numb it, or deny it. Sit with it, learn from it, and let it guide you. For pain is not the enemy. It is the mentor that awakens you to your deepest truths. And when you embrace it as a teacher, you will find that the very thing you thought would break you is the same thing that makes you whole. Rediscovering self-worth. One of the most profound journeys after divorce is the journey back to yourself. For years, maybe even decades, your identity may have been wrapped up in being someone's spouse, someone's partner, someone's other half. You may have poured your energy into holding the relationship together, into meeting another person's needs, into keeping up appearances for the outside world. But in that process, many people forget one of the most sacred truths of life. Your worth has never depended on another person. Divorce, painful as it is, strips away the illusions and forces you to stand face to face with yourself. And in that moment, you are given a priceless opportunity to rediscover your own self-worth. At first, this can feel overwhelming. You may ask yourself questions like, am I lovable? Am I enough? Did I fail? These questions echo loudly in the silence after separation. But as you begin to heal, you realize that the answers to those questions were never meant to come from another person. They were always meant to be discovered within. Self-worth is not about what others say or think of you. It is not about whether someone stayed or left. It is about recognizing the divine value that has always been within you. You were born worthy. Nothing added to your life. No marriage, no career, no achievement can increase your worth. And nothing taken away, no divorce, no rejection, no loss can decrease it. Worth is not something earned, it is something remembered. Think of it like the sun. On cloudy days, the sun is still shining, even if you cannot see it. In the same way, your worth has always been present, even when you doubted it, even when it was covered by the clouds of pain, rejection, or neglect. Divorce is like a storm that clears the sky. It feels violent and chaotic, but eventually it reveals the light that was always there. Rediscovering you. Our self-worth means learning to love yourself again. It means speaking kindly to yourself instead of harshly. It means setting boundaries, honoring your needs, and realizing that your happiness is not selfish. It is essential. It means no longer begging for crumbs of affection, but instead recognizing that you deserve a feast of love, respect, and authenticity. This journey is not always easy. Old doubts may surface, old wounds may ache, and loneliness may tempt you to question your value. But with every step you take towards self-love, you grow stronger. With every moment you honor yourself, you break free from the chains of dependency and step into the freedom of authenticity. The truth is, rediscovering your worth is the greatest victory you can achieve after divorce. Because once you know your value, no one can take it from you. Once you see yourself clearly, no rejection can blind you again. Once you love yourself deeply, you no longer chase love, you attract it. So let this season be your sacred return to yourself. Let it be the time you look in the mirror and say with full conviction, I am enough. I always was, and I always will be. Rebuilding with purpose. When a marriage ends, it can feel as though the very foundation of your life has been destroyed. The routines, the shared plans, the future you once envisioned, all of it can crumble in a single moment. At first, this feels like devastation. You may ask yourself, where do I even begin? But the truth is, this moment is not just about rebuilding your life. It is about rebuilding it with purpose. Divorce may have shaken your world, but it also cleared the ground for something far greater to emerge. Rebuilding with purpose begins with asking yourself a powerful question. Who do I want to become now? Not who you were in the marriage, not who others expected you to be, but who your soul is calling you to be today. This is your chance to rewrite your story, not from a place of fear, but from a place of freedom. So many people, after divorce, are tempted to rush into distractions, another relationship, endless busyness, or numbing behaviors, because sitting with emptiness feels unbearable. But what if instead of filling the space too quickly, you saw it as sacred? What if you treated this emptiness not as a void, but as fertile ground, waiting to be planted with new dreams, new values, and new intentions? Rebuilding with purpose means choosing to live intentionally. It means asking yourself, what do I truly want from life? What brings me peace? What gives me joy? What aligns with my soul? For some, it might mean pursuing passions that were long abandoned. For others, it might mean cultivating deeper connections with family, friends, or spirituality. For many, it means discovering independence and strength they never knew they had. This is also a time to set new standards. The pain of divorce teaches you what you will no longer accept: disrespect, neglect, dishonesty, or disconnection. Now, as you rebuild, you can choose to set boundaries that protect you.
Our peace and honor your worth. Purposeful rebuilding is not just about creating a life that looks good on the outside. It is about creating a life that feels good on the inside. Remember, healing is not linear. Some days will feel empowering, other days will feel heavy. That is natural. But every small step, every act of self-care, every decision rooted in truth, every moment you choose peace over chaos, builds the foundation of your new life. Brick by brick, choice by choice, you are rebuilding. And this time, it is not on shaky ground, but on the solid rock of self-awareness, resilience, and authenticity. Think of your life as a house. The old house may have fallen apart, but now you have the chance to design and build one that reflects your soul. You get to choose the structure, the colors, the atmosphere, the values. That is the beauty of rebuilding with purpose. You are no longer confined by the old blueprint. You are free to create something new, something meaningful, something lasting. So do not just rebuild with purpose. Let this chapter of your life not be defined by what you lost, but by what you chose to create. Because the greatest victory after divorce is not just surviving, it is thriving in the life you were always meant to live.
The power of forgiveness. One of the heaviest burdens people carry after divorce is unforgiveness. It can sit in your heart like a stone. Anger toward your ex-spouse for what they did or didn't do. Resentment toward yourself for mistakes you made. Or bitterness toward life itself for not turning out the way you had hoped. These emotions are natural, but if left unhealed, they can poison your spirit and prevent you from truly moving forward. Forgiveness, then, is not about excusing the past. It is about freeing yourself from it. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was right. It does not mean you are condoning betrayal, neglect, or broken promises. Forgiveness means you are no longer willing to let the past control your present or dictate your future. It is an act of releasing the chains that keep you tied to pain so that you can step into the freedom of peace. Think of unforgiveness as carrying a burning coal in your hand. You may be holding it, hoping to throw it at the one who hurt you, but all the while, it is your own hand that is getting burned. Forgiveness is the moment you choose to let go of that coal. It does not erase the scar, but it stops the ongoing damage. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is not the other, it is yourself. You may replay the past in your mind, the red flags you ignored, the compromises you made, the moments you stayed silent when you should have spoken up. Self-blame can be relentless. But forgiveness invites you to look at yourself with compassion. You did the best you could with the awareness you had at the time. Now, with greater wisdom, you can make different choices. Forgiving yourself is not weakness, it is the foundation of healing. Forgiveness is also a spiritual act. When you forgive, you align yourself with higher truths. That love is greater than fear, that peace is stronger than bitterness, and that your soul's freedom matters more than your ego's revenge. You are no longer chained to what was. You are open to what can be. Forgiveness lifts you out of the cycle of pain and opens your heart to new possibilities. Of course, forgiveness is not a one-time event. It is a process. Some days you may feel free, while other days the old wounds may resurface. That is okay. Each time you choose to let go, each time you choose peace over resentment, you move closer to complete healing. It is like peeling back layers of pain until one day you find that the wound no longer defines you. In the end, forgiveness is not a gift you give to the one who hurt you. It is a gift you give to yourself. It is the key that unlocks the door to your own peace, your own joy, your own future. Divorce may have changed your story, but forgiveness ensures it does not end in bitterness. It ensures that your heart remains open, soft, and ready to embrace the life that awaits you. Embracing a new beginning. Divorce may feel like an ending, but hidden within it is a profound invitation. The invitation to begin again. At first, the idea of a new beginning may feel overwhelming. You may be standing in the rubble of what was, staring at empty spaces where love, companionship, and shared dreams used to live. And yet, this very emptiness is sacred. It is the canvas upon which you can paint the next chapter of your life. A new beginning is not about erasing the past. It is about using the lessons of the past to build a future rooted in wisdom and truth. Every tear you cried, every sleepless night, every hard conversation has shaped you into who you are today. Stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You carry scars, yes, but those scars are not signs of defeat. They are proof that you survived. Proof that you are still standing, and proof that you are ready to rise again. Embracing a new beginning means shifting your perspective. Instead of seeing yourself as someone who was left behind, you begin to see yourself as someone who has been set free. Instead of seeing divorce as a punishment, you see it as a redirection, a nudge from life, guiding you toward a path more aligned with your soul's true calling. This is the time to dream again. What passions did you put aside during your marriage? What parts of yourself did you silence in order to keep the peace? What longings within your soul were never given the chance to grow? Now is the moment to listen to them. Maybe it is a creative dream, maybe a spiritual practice, maybe a career path, or maybe the simple joy of living in your own authenticity. Whatever it is, your new beginning is your chance to give birth to it. Yes, there will be fear. Stepping into the unknown always comes with uncertainty. But remember this, fear is not a stop sign. It is simply a reminder that you are walking into new territory. And we will for one. Every step you take, fear will slowly transform into courage, and uncertainty will turn into clarity. Embracing a new beginning also means opening your heart again. Not necessarily to another person right away, but to life itself. To beauty, to joy, to possibility. It means saying yes to laughter, yes to love in all its forms, yes to opportunities that stretch and grow you. It means trusting that life did not end with your divorce. In fact, life may just be beginning in ways you could not have imagined before. So take this season as a sacred gift. Step into it not with regret, but with anticipation. You are not who you were before, and that is the miracle. You are more, stronger, wiser, braver, and ready. Divorce may have rewritten your story, but it did not end it. The pen is in your hands now, and this time you get to write a story not of survival, but of rebirth, healing, and limitless possibility. As we reach the close of this journey together, let me remind you of something powerful. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the turning of a page. It may feel heavy, it may feel painful, and it may even feel like the world you built has crumbled. But within every ending lies a sacred opportunity for rebirth. The very storm that seemed to break you has in truth revealed the strength that was always hidden within you. Your life is not defined by the relationship that ended. It is not measured by who stayed or who left. It is defined by the way you rise after the fall, the way you embrace healing after heartbreak, and the way you rediscover yourself in the silence that follows separation. Divorce may have shifted your path, but it cannot diminish your worth. You are still whole. You are still worthy. You are still capable of creating a future filled with love, peace, and purpose. Every painful moment you endured was also a teacher. The sleepless nights, the tears, the questions that echoed in your heart, they were not wasted. They shaped you. They stripped away illusions and forced you to confront your truth. They invited you to stand tall in your authenticity, to set boundaries that honor your soul, and to create a life built on self-respect. And as hard as it may be to see in this moment, one day you will look back and realize that your divorce was not just an ending, it was the beginning of the most important relationship you will ever have. The relationship with yourself. Now is the time to embrace forgiveness, not for them, but for you. Forgive the one who hurt you so that you can stop carrying the weight of resentment. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know, for the mistakes you made, and for the times you betrayed your own needs. Forgiveness does not erase the past, but it frees your future. It is the key that unlocks the door to peace. Most importantly, remember that a new beginning is waiting for you. Do not fear the unknown. It is where your growth lives. Do not run from the empty space. It is the canvas for your dreams. Life has given you another chance to rewrite your story, to plant seeds of purpose, and to build a future that reflects the truth of who you are. So walk forward with courage. Stand tall in the knowledge that you are not broken. You are becoming. You are not lost. You are being guided. You are not alone. You are being prepared for the next chapter that life has in store. Divorce may have changed your direction, but it has not stolen your destiny. This is not your ending. This is your awakening, and the best is still ahead of you.